Friends, in this video we are going to discuss about section 7 subsection 1a, which deals with the activities or transaction shall be treated either as a supply of services or supply of goods. Schedule 2, which has been appended with the CGST Act, which deals with 7 para, we are going to see one by one. The very first one is transfer. Transfer of any goods in title. Transfer of a title in goods from one person to another. In this case, which is a supply of goods. It is not a service, it is a supply of goods. Come to the next one. I am using my laptop for the business premises. I am giving to my friend for his personal use. Okay. This is a good, but I am not transferring the ownership, just I am giving for his own personal use. After that period, he will return back to me. So this is what we call it as, I am giving the right to him for use of such goods. This is what we call it as supply of services, not supply of goods. So what we are discussing, the activities or transaction, it can be either treated as a supply of service or treated as supply of. Let's go to the next one. Land and building. Land and building. In this case, any lease, any tenancy, anything. So any lease we are giving to the other persons. So lease of land, any rent received for the land, these all cases it constitute a supply of services, not because there is no transfer of we are not transferring the ownership of the land. Simply we are letting others to use my land as a lease, as a tenancy. So I am giving the rights of the tenancy. So in this case, this is what we call it as supply of services. Let's move on to the next one. That is commercial buildings, or I am letting out, I am leasing my buildings. What we have seen is that is first land. Now we are looking at building. So whatever the building, the commercial complex, whatever may be the thing you are letting out. In this case also the supply of services comes. Let's move on to the next one. Any treatment or process. Any treatment or process. I am having the textile industries. I am manufacturing the shirts. So I am giving to some dyeing company for dyeing. Please do remember, I am giving to make my shirts into color. That is, I am giving to the dyeing company. Their main work is dyeing. So I am giving in job work basis. In that case, that is process. It is, I am not selling the goods. There is no involvement of sale. Here I am giving some goods for getting back in some other form. Okay. So dyeing is a process. I am giving my shirts for stitching. I have brought raiment, cloth. I am giving to the tailor for stitching. This is a process. In this case, what we call it as supply of services. Let's move to the next one. The transfer of business assets. Transfer of business assets. So what we have seen in the first one, transfer of goods. Now we are talking about transfer of business assets. If you are transferring the business asset, this is what we call it as supply of goods. If you are transferring the transfer of right to use the goods. These goods means what? Your business assets. For you are giving your business premises for religion as a marriage hall. So for many occasions the hotel industries are letting there is a lobby for conducting conferences. In these cases, they are letting out their business assets as on hire basis. In that case, it constitutes supply of services. Come to the next one. There is a para 5 deals with six different categories. One is immovable property. Renting of immovable property. All the 6 comes under this one services only. See, renting of immovable property. If you are renting your immovable property, it comes under supply of services. Then comes construction of the complex. There is big thing. So works contracts. If you construct these commercial complexes or any building, this all comes under supply of services, not supply of goods. Then comes intellectual property rights. This is what is intellectual property, like copyrights or patents. I am letting someone to use my right. So I am letting someone, I am giving my patent rights, I am giving my copyrights to my friend. So in this case, I am not selling my patent rights, I am just giving my right to use. I am giving the license. I am giving right to use my patents. In this case, there is no sale of goods. This is services. Okay, this is what we call it as supply of services. Then comes computer designing, programming, development of new software. This thing. So I'm having the chartered accountant firm. I need accounting software. I approach a software engineer to develop the accounting software. So the software engineer has developed the accounting system for me. In this case, they are providing, that is development of the accounting software. This is what the providing the services, not the sale. Then comes obligation to refrain. So I am agreeing. There are two. There is a businessman in a city. So they do have there is agreement, gentleman agreement. So this is my territory, this is my locality. So I will do my business in this particular area. You should not interfere in this area. So for not to do the business in that area, I am making the agreement. This is what we call it as refraining, not to do an act. This is what we call it as refrain. So this is also comes under supply of services. This is agreeing, obligation to not to do an act. This also comes under supply of services. Then comes right to use the good. Any type of right to use. I am giving the right to use. I am not transferring the. I am giving the right to use goods for any other purpose, not for the business purpose, for personal purpose, whether it is for the consideration or for not consideration. It also comes under a supply of services. Then comes composite supply. You may aware that there is works contract services. So what is works contract services? Section 2, subsection 119 of CGST Act clearly clarifies that what is works contract. Works contract is always with respect to immovable property. So in previous contract in 1994, as per the Finance Act, the works contract it is related to movable as well as the immovable. But the case is entirely different now. The works contract which is always related to the immovable property as per the GST law. Okay, so there is composite supply. If you are giving, there is a bundled nature of services, it naturally bundled. So you go for the hotel is giving you the accommodation as well as there is a complimentary breakfast. So here, this is the mixed composite supply. What we call, they are not selling the food. They are giving the accommodation as well as they are giving the food. So they are not selling. It is not a sale of good. This is the providing of services. It comes under supply of services. The last one here, as per the Schedule-II, what we have seen so far, Schedule-II of CGST Act, which has been appended with Section 7(1)(a) of CGST Act. Last one, unincorporated association rendering the services to the members. What is unincorporated association? If you have the apartments, you have the association, then you have the society. So society is extending the benefits to its members. The society is extending to there is services to its members in case of the concession in some other thing, for some cash, for some deferred payment, for some other consideration they are doing. These are all the services. These are all the services. So far what we have seen, Section 7(1)(a) of CGST Act. So from this video you have learnt this one, Schedule-II of CGST Act, which is very important. So the transaction which can be considered as either as a supply of services or supply of goods. So if you like my video, please like button and subscribe. So many videos to come. Please watch. Thank you.